Hey guys, the third Christmas episode. And today we're going to make the appetizer. It's a Leek Terrine with a Shiso and Grape broth, a caper mayonnaise and toasted leek powder covered pomme soufflés. So, let's begin. First the Leek Terrine. It's agar based, so it's completely vegan or vegetarian. For this recipe we need quite a lot of leeks. I use 8 leeks, but if you want a thinner terrine or an even bigger one, you can just easily adjust the quantity. Begin by trimming the bottom and then also cut off the green part. Save these for later, we use them for another recipe. Now place the bottom parts into a metal container and season well with salt. Also add the peel from 1 lemon and make sure that they're evenly spread. Then cover the leeks with a kombu sheet that I've just briefly rinsed under cold water. As a final step, just add 150 grams of vegetable broth and then cover the entire tray with aluminium foil. Ensure that it's completely tight and then bake it at 170 degrees Celsius for 17 minutes. After that, let it cool down for 5 minutes before removing the aluminium foil, the kombu and the lemon peels. Also remove the outer layer of the cooked leeks. This layer will be a bit dried out and it's more tough in texture. Set them aside for later. Now weigh 150 grams of the cooking liquid into a measuring jar and pour it into a big frying pan. If you don't have enough liquid, just add more vegetable broth. Also add 2 grams of agar powder and mix it well to dissolve the powder. Then lay the leeks next to each other in the broth. Cover the pan with a lid and start heating it on a medium heat. Move the pan every now and then to prevent the leeks from coloring on the bottom. You want to simmer everything for at least 3 minutes. Meanwhile, make your cutting board slightly wet with water and cover the top slightly with plastic wrap. We make it wet so the wrap sticks better. Now normally I would do this on my worktop, but because it's natural stone it's going to remove all the heat from the leeks and we need as much time as possible before the agar starts to set. That's why I roll this one on my cutting board. Once you have laid the wrap and the leeks have simmered for at least 3 minutes, remove the lid and place the leeks in the middle of your cutting board. Make a nice stack and then roll it into a tight rouleau. Try to give it as much pressure as possible without pressing the liquid out of the leeks. Now make a knot on one side and use the other side to make the roll even tighter. Make a knot on that side as well. Just be sure that there's no air trapped in the rouleau. Then tidy up both sides and let the terrine set in ice water. We do this in ice water so it can float and no dent will form on the bottom. Let it set for at least 2 hours and add some more ice when necessary. Once it has cooled down and it's all the way set, we can portion it into the desired thickness. Do this with a long sharp knife and really let the knife do the work. Mine are around a centimeter thick and then you can make 14 slices out of the terrine. Keep them covered in your fridge for later. Now for the toasted leek powder. For this we need the green part from the leeks we cut before. Begin by separating all the layers and wash them well in cold water. With leeks, all the dirt is always at the top. That's why I didn't wash the bottoms. There's no dirt or sand in them, and this way they don't dry out while cooking them. Then place the leek leaves on an oven tray and spread them. Now to add a proper toasty flavor, toast them with a blowtorch. You can also do this on a barbecue or on a gas stove. Be sure to toast both sides, so turn them around in between. Once you're happy with the result, dry them completely at 60 degrees Celsius for a couple of hours. Then transfer the dried leek into a blender and blend it into a fine powder. You'll end up with a lovely powder that's perfect for dusting, seasoning, or even for adding it to a dough recipe for tartelettes. Keep it dry and covered for later. Now for the pomme soufflé. Begin by slicing a waxy potato in thin slices on a mandolin. They need to be around a millimeter thin. Now place them in rows of 2 on your worktop and try to match the size. Dust a thin layer of potato starch on the top row. You can also use cornstarch, but I find that potato starch works much better. Now brush the excess powder off. Then take some egg white and brush a thin layer on the bottom row. After that, place the slices on top of each other with the egg white side facing the starch side. Now cut them with the desired cutter. It can be any size or shape. Then remove the trimmings and place the slices on a tray. While you're making the pomme soufflé, make sure you have some frying oil that's 170 degrees Celsius ready. Then directly deep fry the potatoes rounds in small batches. Once they start to float, baste them with the hot oil to make them soufflé even more and give them a nice even color. Start with a small amount and focus on quality. Once you get the hang of it, you can deep fry more at a time. I always say, practice makes perfect. Now season with salt and let them dry at 60 degrees Celsius for another hour to ensure they won't collapse. Making pomme soufflé might take some time, but it's such a nice and beautiful crisp. You can keep them dry and covered for a couple of weeks. Then the Shiso and chive vinaigrette. First the Shiso Grape base. Start by cleaning enough grapes for 500 grams. Transfer them into a measuring jar and also add 80 grams of ginger syrup, 30 grams of lime juice, 3 grams of salt and 8 Shiso green leaves. Now blend it till smooth. Ensure you have a super strong blender for the best even result. When there are no more green pieces and the color is even, pass the base through a fine sieve. Press it through using a ladle so you don't waste a single drop. Keep it in your fridge so the base doesn't change color. The air bubbles will also float to the top, leaving you with a lovely clear color. If you're in a hurry, you can always vacuum the bubbles out. Now for the chive oil. First cut 30 grams of the chives into more manageable pieces. Transfer them into a blender and also add 150 grams of a neutral oil. I use sunflower oil or grapeseed oil. Then blend it till the temperature of the oil is 65 degrees Celsius. It will heat up from the friction. Once it's done, let it drain on a superfine sieve or on a sieve that's lined with a kitchen paper. Do this in your fridge so the color doesn't turn brown. Now to finish the vinaigrette, mix 2 parts of the base with 1 part of the chive oil. Before serving, you just need to give it a good mix. Keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the caper mayonnaise. First drain a jar of capers. Keep both the liquid and the capers. Then measure 30 grams of the capers into a blender and also add 35 grams of the caper liquid, 40 grams of egg yolk, 25 grams of sushi vinegar, 2 grams of salt and 1 lemon peel. Ensure that the peel is very thin without the bitter white part. Now blend it till smooth. Once smooth, add 180 grams of a cold neutral oil and blend it till fully emulsified. The friction will heat up the mayonnaise and that can result in splitting. That's why the oil needs to be cold. Then transfer it into a piping bottle and keep it in your fridge for later. Now as a final prep, we only need to slice a couple of grapes. Just slice them in very thin slices and keep them in your fridge for later. Then we can start to finish the dish. First, dust some of the toasted leek powder on the pomme soufflés and cover them all around with the powder. Set them aside for later. Now gently place the Leek Terrine on a plate and remove the plastic wrap. Don't forget this, it can cause a nasty surprise. Then pipe a couple dots of the mayonnaise on the terrine and place 3 to 4 grape slices in between. Also add 3 of the toasted leek powder covered pomme soufflés. Now as a final step, we just need to decorate the top with multiple salted herbs. I use samphire, sea fennel and ice leaves. All herbs are both beautiful and delicious. Then I would serve the dish like this and finish it on the table with the delicious vinaigrette. Just be sure to give it a good mix before pouring it on the side. Okay guys, that's it for today. I must say I'm very happy with the result. The colors are for sure incredible, and I noticed that the last couple of videos everything was a little bit beige and a little bit more, well, I wouldn't say dull in color, but not as spectacular as this one. So I'm very happy to see this because I love green. I can't wait for spring. At the moment I love the winter, but still to have some spring colors during the winter, it will brighten your day. But first let's talk about the pairing, because for me this is a familiar one. Last year I had the privilege of visiting the Rinaldi winery, an incredible family-run winery that is now in its 3rd generation. The winery is located in Valtellina in northern Italy, a region that is quite narrow but stretches about 40 kilometers in length. The harsh climate and steep sloped vineyards with their rocky soil make viticulture very difficult. Because of this, mechanical work is also impossible, so everything must be done by hand. Like I said, I visited last year and the winery certainly produces the finest wines of this rugged region. I did a tour while they were harvesting, and the passion that each single person has is incredible. To pair this Leek Terrine, I chose this lovely Sauvignon Blanc. Now let's get into the tasting because I can't wait. I'm very excited about the leek as well. I am very happy with the way it looks, the Leek Terrine. And like I said during the video, and honestly I don't know if I'm gonna say it during the video, but otherwise now, if you don't have the skills or you're not able to make the roll, then what I would do is just take a baking tin or something like that, line it with a little bit of plastic wrap and put the leek in there. So the jelly, everything stays the same. You're gonna have a square or whatever shape it is once it has cooled down. So it's not gonna be round, but it's still gonna be very delicious. And I think that's gonna be a great alternative if you don't have the skills to do it, or you don't feel comfortable. Yeah, just know that the result is gonna be the same. So just so you know. Cheers. That is good. That is so good. The broth kicks in straight away because it is packed with flavor. Then the leek, it takes over, and then you have the toastiness with the kombu and with the lemon. The burnt leek powder is very delicious as well. And then a little bit of the chive, so it balances very well, and each single component comes by, not all together, but yeah, it's super well. And then pairing wise, I would say it's gonna match quite nicely because this is quite a strong dish. This is a little bit sweet, fresh, so I think it's gonna work great. Oh yeah, that's delicious. You can actually taste a little bit of grapefruit in it as well. It's very fresh and it pairs super nice with the dish. So definitely recommend the pairing. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see next or after the Christmas special. And I hope to see you next time. Please subscribe if you don't want to miss any other Christmas videos and any other great recipes. And as always, bon appetit!